startled me was that I knew this, but no decision is evermore just your decision. It goes beyond me to we in almost everything. For example, shaving on Saturday whether I wanted to or not, and I prefer not to. I didn't realize that was a we decision, not just a me decision. And so many other things in life you just take for granted you do naturally, like I'm going to read the paper at this particular time, or I want this kind of cup of coffee at this temperature, or whatever. All of a sudden that was a joint decision. And that's the way kind of God intends it, by being glued to one another, by cleaving to one another. So that was kind of a startling revelation for me. And by the way, I do shave on Saturday. Let's express that preference very early on in our marriage. The other thing is that you kind of come to the point that you have to realize when you have differences, it's just not about that my way is the best way. There can be other ways. And in fact, you finally come to the realization that your spouse's way might be a better way. And so there's a lot of little kind of subtle negotiations that go on during the first couple of years where you're kind of figuring that out. But there's a tendency, I wouldn't use the word competitive, but at least to be comparative and say, well, this is how I was raised, this is how I would like it, twice, and that's the way we're going to do things. And Linda, to her credit, was very open-minded about so many things, including where we're going to spend the holidays. She volunteered to come to my folks' place in Tacoma the first year for Christmas, and we alternated after that, which I think set a really helpful tone for us. But there are now shared decisions, not individual decisions, and your way might not always be the best way. And I guess the other thing too that hits you early on is you're more aware of your selfishness because someone is there telling you that you're selfish on that particular point. And you get into issues that you want your way, and really we rarely put the word sin on it, but often marriage reveals your sin very early in the first several years of your marriage. Then the question is, am I going to deal with it like it's sin? And deal with it horizontally with God and ask God's forgiveness, repent of that, and then deal with your spouse the same way by confessing that was wrong, I was sinful, would you forgive me? So you very quickly get into a deeper spiritual exercise with God because you're confronted with the areas that you're not being a very good husband, a very good wife. Very good husband. Linda was always a very good wife. I have no complaints.